Hey guys, it's me, the owner of the Pizza Plex, Elijah, and I'm here back with Doki Literature Club Plus. And last time we did Reflection Part 1, so we're done Reflection Part 2. A new day arrives. Theory arrives at the club room earlier than usual. That is not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. Empty, like my heart. Just kidding. So she sits down at a desk and pulls out a sheet of paper. Primed to jot down her thoughts and feelings. Just kidding. Sari has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. ... My heart feels vacant because a ship has sailed away. Yo! Yeah! Natsuki. Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closet door. Ah! Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. But it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I doubt you want me listening in on your poetry thing. Yeah! Thanks for realizing that. Should I let you finish that up then? No, it wasn't. I mean, I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monica, by the way? Oh, she's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Yuri, these no... I don't know. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the club room by herself, so... Oh, geez, does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while. But as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. I sense a disturbance in the force. I don't know. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. Oh, jeez. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. It seems like it matters. It seems like it's bothering you quite enough. Are you feeling alright, Natsuki? Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. Really? It doesn't make you weak. Oh, are you sure about that? In the term of war, having feelings is a weakness. You just have to let go and let your anger control you in the battle of war. I don't know anymore. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff. No, you. Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that will help us understand where your bad feelings are coming from. No, you. Una reverse card. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had to have that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about the manga? Maybe, I doubt it though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time, but I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got me this time, and I hate that I'm letting it happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, Well, maybe. I hate that she thinks she's so much better than me just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me or manga or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's book a chance? Huh? Ha, after this? Obviously not. What about before this? Well, I would until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But you know, I like Yuri's book. Yeah? But you like manga more, right? Siri shakes her head. I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga it's really honest and fun and easy to let go with. And the fantasy has a lot to interpret and uncover, and it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So I love them both, and I think there's room for both of them and to be in the same club together. And I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. How do you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. Like first it was with Monica when I was new to the club, and then it was you, and now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person is such a jerk, and if they just realize that, then we could at least get along. But nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everybody's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. And I don't know why, I don't know what to do about it. Oh my god. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki. Siri puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate, you know? And sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kinds of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get the communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles a lot with too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of reflection and self-awareness. Reflection, there's the word. And vulnerability. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. Always have to be the strongest. No, you don't. What do you mean? Tell me about the part of you. Are you meaning Buff Natsuki? Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friend and I guess my dad. Like when I don't get good grades or even stupid things to if my room isn't clean. So what am I going to do? Cry about it? If I let myself get upset, then it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. I'm better than all of them. That right there. That's what you said you had a problem with Yuri with. She thinks she's better than everyone. You are doing the exact same thing. So things that always have to be better, everyone else's fault. Maybe you should just blame yourself from time to time. That's okay too. It feels like if something goes wrong and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry and I find ways to blame everything else instead. Do you see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No. Our thoughts and our feelings are two different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. That's a part of vulnerability, you know, accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. That's that she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy phase, and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You are not your feelings. But you are not your feelings. Say that to yourself out loud. Fine. I'm not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommates. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. And even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then. And it's gonna make you feel like, I don't want to say that. Feel like that word, yeah. So the other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other and maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand? How do you know so much about this stuff? I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with. Called depression. Depression? But you're like the happiest person I know. I am not my feelings. I want to be a good person like you. Aw, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monica. And I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you. Natsuki remained silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Yuri's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No, it wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone any longer. Huh. Natsuki, I didn't know that. Oh, new picture. I didn't know Natsuki felt that way. Hey, they have an upstairs. What kind of school has an upstairs? Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? Hey, look, a vending machine. What kind of sodas do they have? I don't see any Pepsi. Those drinks don't even exist. I was looking for you. Please don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not gonna yell at you. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair for me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time I won't try to jump in and solve everyone's problem. I guess it's a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me. I was so awful yesterday. Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Hold on, that's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri pauses for a second, then manages a nod. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I'm having a lot of negative thought patterns and I can't get away from them. What kinds of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me, especially Natsuki. Aw, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because Monica thinks back at the time that she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki, and how a display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. You know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she could be really thoughtful and considerate. She's just, well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable returning it. Oh, but that means the burden is on me, and I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs on her hair. It's okay, Yuri, you don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they had the chance to get to know you. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their mind, so I did, and then she hated me anyway. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayori and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. That's not what I meant at all, really. I was just wondering if you had an opinion of her. I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person. So for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. And it makes me think things about her. But everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential. What? No, Yuri, feelings are never wrong. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know. They're just a state of being that we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean that they have to control us. I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate each other ourselves for feeling a certain way about things, or we can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. I could never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. And I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork. Yuri wears a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy. You're so mature and so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri, I'm far from perfect. But these are learned skills. They didn't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to, reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. I just want to be a good person. Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far. That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate to her. Communicate what? How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of the things that mean so much to me. How it reminds me of me. Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of getting in the way. I can't... Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I can't stand it when the piece is disturbed like this. Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when the piece is disturbed, right? Because the Literature Club should be happy for everyone. Monica looks at Yuri in adoration. I feel like Sayori must be rubbing off on me because I really want to hug you now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind, so. Monica pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You're so gentle, and I love when you communicate your feelings. I feel lucky to see that side of you, and I'm sure Natsuki will too. I'm going to write her a letter. Oh, a letter? What a great idea. Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure, I always let my feelings get the best of me and I forget to say all the important things and I say that things I don't mean. Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Yuri's face hardens with determination. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Siri. My personality just isn't suited for that, and I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Siri. We're opposite in a lot of ways, but I'm friends with her because she puts so much effort into misunderstanding me so that we can get along. I think it was the same for you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience, and I wonder if she feels the same way. Natsuki, Yuri nods. I always thought that if I wanted to make some more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. That's there. That there's a type of person or a magical formula I have to follow in order to make someone like me. And that's just like me, or to think that always always so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people. Yuri shakes her head. Shake it up, shake it up. Yeah. I don't know. Friendship happens when you think about the other person. When you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them, and trust they they all also want to be a good person. Oh God, I can't read. That's what I learned though through my observation in the literature club. Observation. Monica is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's so unusual to hear her suddenly talk about the club like this. But Yuri gently smiles to herself. You always let me listen to your thoughts about people. Siri too. And it makes me happy because I learned a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Monica never thought much of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of her others. I always wanted to listen and learn more about her friends at the club. It's true, Siri and Monica are naturally more comfortable with the other people and can be more easily work through situations of conflict, but that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses and the capacity to improve. And the first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monica can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. A very shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime hallways, her purse pressed into her collarbone. When she finds the Liturgy Club president's classroom, she stands at the door, glancing all around her before peering inside. Monica is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this was a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monica glances towards the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain composure and decide for sure to leave the classroom, leave the classroom door gently opens. Yuri, what a surprise to see you during lunch. Yuri squeaks in a response. Please help me. What is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. Aha, thank goodness. I thought there was some kind of emergency. Monica briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends. Do you want some help? We can go find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking away from your friends. It's totally fine. I promise we weren't really doing anything. One sec. Monica trots back into her classroom, says something like, I gotta go to her friends, then grabs a pen off of her desk before returning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monica as the two of them set off. How are you today? Me? Well, yeah. Oh gosh, sorry, I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today, just tired. I never seem to get enough sleep during the week. How come? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting the time. Me too, I do that too. Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here. After peering inside, Monica opens the classroom door and the two of them enter. Yuri moment of relaxation ends. She watches as Monica pulls two chairs up to the same desk, then obeys as Monica beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desk. Are you nervous? I don't want to do this. We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take initiative. Gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. Then she picks up her pen. Oh, new picture. She looks so nervous. Oh, poor Yuri. Hey, you're left-handed. That's neat. Yeah. Now, I don't have to worry about bumping your arm. Monica playfully rubs her shoulder against Yuri. Sorry. I'm just being silly, I guess. Anyway, how about we start by listing the different things you want to say to her. Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. Oh, it's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday? But never mind, I guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer, that her tension evident. Then she writes the word reflection. This is about my reflection on her behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Sierra and Monica. That's me. Yes, it is. So, Yuri thinks, I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests. The same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was so worried about getting what I wanted, but she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same. I want to do that too. So what kinds of things do you want to do for her? I want to do the same thing for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about and not just push me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. And I like when you and Siri trust that I want to be a good person even when I'm not doing a good job at it. Let's write those things down. Okay. Yuri writes some things down. That's so specific. I think the most important thing thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when your feelings hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone that all of things that they're doing wrong. I think first you have to make sure that they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them and admit that the things that you feel you could do better. Then finally you ask what you would do like in return. How does that sound for the structure? It could be 3 paragraphs, one for each of those points. Like that. My thoughts were so disorganized, I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're so amazing at these things. Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know. You spent so much time reflecting and being open-minded that the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper. So I think you're the amazing one. Monica gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. But as long as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monica's hands in place. While they sit like that in silence, save for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. Yesterday, you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot. What was that? The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong and that they're just a state of being when we need to come to terms with. I'm tired of reading. It makes me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up for their past experiences and their insecurities. I think that security alert. Just kidding. I think that helps me see other people's as actual people rather than as insignificant. Oh my god, side characters who are out to get me somehow. Is that how you feel about Natsuki? Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best and everyone wants to be happy. Monica peers over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls in closer, particularly covering it with her arms. Her arm. I have to be able to read it to help you know. It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I'd prefer others not to read it. Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing, but I've done enough damage, but it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but Yuri smiles. I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomparable to me. I'll never get the hang of being one. But listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please. Monica gives Yuri a gentle smile. I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was real friends who value me. Is that a joke? Of course it is. I still can't tell with you. Sorry. No, I love it. Please never change. As you wish. Yuri glances at the clock. We're almost out of time. Will you be able to finish? Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy. I can give it to her instead if you'd like. Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it. Of course, I promise. Thank you. Yuri exhales and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready. Monica nods. Good luck, I'm here if you need it, me. Yuri returns a nod and the two depart. Well, there we go. Pictures. Oh, I unlocked the first. I unlocked all the wallpapers. Brilliant, brilliant. And I'm almost there. Okay. We got a new male. Paula Minor. Untitled male group do not use. Wednesday, December 4th, 2019, 12:06 a.m. RE Ethics. Simply put, it's not our jobs to arbitrarily decide upon some code of ethics. It's just because we're the first ones to do this, to our knowledge, that's the government's job to figure out. Long after we've made enough headway for it to no longer apply to us. It's fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to this anyway. Because humanity's code of ethics is based upon nothing more than our knowledge and understanding of life forms similar to ourselves. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or plants, only for the creatures that we can convincingly project our emotions onto. The humans in our VMs operate completely differently from us on a fundamental level, and therefore should not be taken any more seriously than a machine that's programmed to print "I feel sad." We're engineers, not philosophers. Interesting. Also, what does fundamental mean? I don't know. Alright guys, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the notification button so you never miss any videos. And for that, I'll see y'all next time. Bye everyone!